Hi, my name's Eric. I'm making a game. It's called the Godkiller. Let me fix my light. There we go. And I had a small epiphany. No, that's too big of a word for it. Even to say it's a small epiphany. I just realized something. It wasn't a giant paradigm shift. It wasn't a refocusing of my mental configurations. No, it's just I realized something. I've been mulling over in my head. So what's a good number of levels to release in the final product? And I was thinking, what about 100? Doesn't seem like that many. It feels like it's not generous. I want something generous. What about 350? That was like the first. It was in one of the games I released. That was how many levels were in it. So there might be a nice kind of echo of that 350 number. Then I realized, no, you need to base it upon these the elements that you've got and how many levels can be made out of them without forcing it, making them feel kind of boring and repetitive. So with the blocks, I made maybe a dozen levels. They're pure block levels, and I could make twice as many, and before it's even starting to get stale. So about 24 for blocks. Then look at axles. Axles have quite a bit to them, so I can make 10 levels around axles. So that's 34. Ice, not so many pure ice things, so maybe you get like 5 levels out of it. I gotta do a tally. I'm actually figuring this out right now, but I'll come back to that. So basically there's going to be a number of levels, but it'll be based upon the puzzle potential of the different game elements and maybe recombining them different ways. So it might be, I think it'll easily be 100. It might be closer to 200. And I'm making good progress. So let me demo though. I always like to start demoing on this without too much preamble like I'm doing now. I'm going to demo a level I made last night. It is a spoiler, so if you want to play the game as it was intended, don't watch, I guess. Sorry, don't watch. If I am on a stream, and some of them I definitely am, where I'm not working with levels or story, then those ones are pretty easy to watch without getting spoiled. So anytime I'm talking about a level at this point, I'm only making levels that are going into the game. Levels are spoilers. Alright, so let's play. I'll show you this new level. And going back to what I was saying about having levels of different elements, I had the thought that there's a whole bunch of block levels, and I wanted to at least give a hint to the player that there's more to the game than just blocks. So I made a level that was all ice. I don't mean thematically. There's an element called ice which has behaviors. So this is my nice little collection of levels. These are all pretty close to release ready. There are bugs from the play testers. There's maybe a little bit of media content to add into things. And I'll be honest, sometimes I just kind of scroll through these thumbnails and just think, ooh, look, I got this one, I got this one, I got this one. It's starting to make a nice collection. It's definitely enough to keep an experienced puzzle player right now busy for about an hour, like getting every little thing in these rooms, every bonus, every puzzle, about an hour. And these are people that are really friggin' good at solving puzzles. These are Drod players, which are basically the cream of the crop for puzzle solvers. It's a hard fucking game. Alright, so... yeah. Makes me happy. Let me go to the ice level. Cold room, I call it. I inserted it right between two of the levels that I had given out to playtesters in the first alpha. Alright, I'm going to walk through it with my new player empathy thing. You, the player at this point in the game, I, the player at this point in the game, I know about flinging. I'm pretty advanced with that, and movement. I know what all the things are on this screen except the ice down there. What is that? That blobby stuff. So I come up and kind of walk around it. I'm noticing that my squares that show information about what will happen are a little bit different now. Normally, they're just in a neat little diamond. Here, let me fix my screen so it fits inside the broadcast area. Normally they're in a neat little diamond right around me, but now for the first time they're configured differently. So what does that mean? I guess I should just try with doing things with this stuff. Play around a little bit more. So I'm not causing it to change in any way, but it is changing my movement. Hopefully the player can figure out the basic behavior just with a little bit of experimentation. This stuff is called ice. Does it look enough like ice that somebody will see it as ice? I hope so. I played with a lot of different rendering options. I used to have a much more realistic texture on it, or I should say it's the same texture that I end up using. What I found was that if I make it translucent, it looks more realistic and kind of cool, but I lose the outline shader, because the outline shader is correctly deciding not to treat surfaces that light passes through as something that needs an outline. You think about it, it kind of makes sense because anyways, never mind that. This is ice, and I can see as a new player that it just kind of makes me slide across it. I can see over here, and I can hear the exit. It's over there, so there's definitely the exit. I'm noticing some stairs in there, so I know, okay, there's some business in there besides just the exit. I've also gone through a few levels where after arriving at the exit place, there was more stuff available to me afterwards, so I'm used to that. Okay, now I'm wondering what happens with all this stuff. This little thing that's poking up at me, I'm sort of wondering what that is. I don't think I've had it on earlier levels. It might look like a new element, but it's just a different way to depict a wall. It's just a visually different way of showing a wall, because I don't want the player to get fatigued with walls, seeing walls all the time. Okay, so I'm going to just take a spin on the ice here. Okay, it's much like flinging, except I don't have an option to walk over it. So I see the bonus. I'm thinking, I gotta get to this bonus. I'm already down here, maybe I can get it. No, it wouldn't be that easy. Trying to make note, how would I get to that bonus? Maybe somewhere up here I can somehow get up there and come down. I don't know the rules of ice yet. I don't really know them that well. There might be some way that I can walk across the ice without slipping. Maybe I pick up some shoes someplace, like Chip's Challenge style. Some kind of power up. So I'm still confused about whether or not, or I'm confused about how I'm going to get to that present. I'm going to start calling them present. I gotta remember to call them present. I like that name better. Okay. So I think I understand how ice works now. And this has some little spots where there's no ice, and those are just floor spaces. I expect they work just like floor spaces. Since they're definitely looking different than the rest of the terrain, they must be meaningful to the puzzle. So I think maybe I need to find some kind of path through the parts of this that I can traverse. So just being very methodical, I could look at each way that I can walk onto this. That doesn't get me anywhere. What about this one? No. Can't go east there. This is all just taking me back to the same spot. And I know the next one is going to do the same thing, but this one looks different, so let's try that one. Okay, so here I can go south. Now finally I'm getting somewhere. I noticed that I'm blocked from going north where the present is. Playing around a little bit more. Okay. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I can't get the present right now. There's stuff in the exit, so I'm not going to worry about the present for the moment. I'll just leave it for later. First, I want to see if I can get in that exit room. Okay. So I just follow the path of open squares, and there I am. I made it into the exit room. But there's stairs going up, so I'm not going to take the exit yet. I want to see what's up there. By the way, this was a little bit tricky to make. Thing is, you start trying to restrict certain paths on the ice, and the things that you put to block those paths end up creating other paths through the ice. So it's like regressions in your level that you have to fix. That's like from the software industry, that term, regression. Okay, what is this? There are holes in the floor. I can see them peeking down to the level underneath me, or the story underneath me. And I'm kind of wondering how that works. This looks like the same kind of deal. And I'm assuming there's going to be some way that I can find a path that drops you in the square that allows me access to the present. I just tried one at random. So I'm kind of disappointed because this has just dropped me in the square I've already visited before. And there were a bunch of holes up there. So the trick would be finding the right hole. How will I know which is the right hole? And then I'm maybe slightly irritated because now I gotta like go back up again. But now I've done it once, it shouldn't take me that long. Just like that. Okay. Okay, out here. So these holes here, maybe I should rule out different holes. But kind of annoying to have to check each one. Interesting thing about these pink squares is now they're predicting my behavior. Like I will slide down here and drop down to the square here. You see the pink square far below. The way that I'm able to do that, me the designer switching to that voice, is I run 4 extra copies of the game. Those 4 extra copies are not attached to the view that you see, but they generate a logical representation of the result of you stepping in each of the 4 directions. And on the little alternate universe where I move south, I ended up down there, and that's where the square comes from. Okay. So this is a pretty tricky puzzle for this late in the game. This is an optional puzzle. You could skip it and come back if you want. I'm not worried too much about keeping the extra puzzles for the presents smoothly curved, or with the difficulty curve, because you can backtrack. If one happens to be really hard, you can skip it, keep going in the level, and come back. I'm like sort of trying to keep the curve close, but it's okay if one's really hard. Player has to come back after a bit. No worries. The main puzzles for the exit, those ones do have to be smoothly curved though. Okay, so I ruled out this one. If I walked up and down the steps, I would have maybe made a guess that these were gonna land below in spots that weren't interesting, because I know this side of the room just doesn't have any points. They're gonna get me anywhere close to that present. So I know this one is nothing. This one might be something. This one might be something. So maybe one of those two. I can't see what's down here. There might be something over there. Just so that I can see what's down here, I'm going to go take this guy here, so I can get a better view, just in case there's something else there. And I'm testing out the walls. Oh, this, I guess it's a dead end. I can't go west, east, south, so I'll just go back the way I came. But I did find out at least there's nothing else here. So it's going to be this one. Or this one. Now, there is like a little... There's a place where it confusingly shows the present popping up in the wrong hole. I'll see if I can get that to happen again. Alright, let's try this other one. No, does it matter if I drag this out? No. Yeah, I was kind of amused when I saw that earlier, that it would show the present in the wrong hole. Let me see if I can get it to happen again. No. Okay. So it's either that one north or it's this one here. I'll try this one. That's the one it is. Okay. So that is a level. Here's what it does. It adds a little icon by the level. I haven't thought of anything game affecting yet. I think there'll be some kind of thing towards the end of the game that will reward someone who's collected all of the presents. Alright, so then I started up another level. What do I call it? Now I'm starting to kill a block. Okay. So there's this problem that two of the playtesters reported where they couldn't figure out how to solve some puzzles because they didn't understand that destroying a block that was stuck against the wall would allow it to go to the block pad and allow you to continue and solve the puzzle. So I made a level that just forces the concept for you to continue and tries to display it in a simple way, so you don't get distracted by other things that you're doing. It does seem impossible for me to make just a little simple level, so I do have like a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm going to try to put focus on this area here though. Yeah, so Davey, did you get the invitation email? Because that should have instructions for joining the Google group. You might have like spam filter settings, like, okay, you join the Google group. Okay, then in the Google group, I'll bring it up and I'll show you. Getting the latest GK builds, look for that one. I'm not going to click on that link because that'll put like all the stuff right on the screen for everybody. But just look at this message. It's got the instructions. Be careful not to like drop a link out here or you know, that's private stuff for a little group. Alright, so let's the executable did? Oh, okay, on the group, can you see the screen now? There's a topic called Getting the Latest GK Builds. And that's got all the instructions. Okay. I was like, no, my game froze your screen. No, no. I was so relieved when it played with no problems on the other two playtesters' computers. So I think what I'm aiming for now is let's wall off this room. Don't show them all the stuff down here because that'll distract them. Just make sure If they can do this one little thing, then they can have fun with the rest of the level. I can come up here and there'll be a door that's closed. I think I'll also put the same door down here and have it be closed. Or I can just put it right here. How big did I make that one? I don't know. That was alright. So, real simple room, but that's all right. It was a nice thing after the player gets out of their, I guess, learning zone. Like you don't have to hold back. Yeah, test it out. Have fun. 1, 2. Just take off this top one, then it can be symmetrical. Okay, and over here we put all I just want to extrude these up to make them pretty high. I think. On the other hand, I could bring the camera down a little bit with a lower ceiling, and then when you walk up this way, have it pop up higher. That might be more fun. I also look at my arches. I haven't used these big ones yet. They were kind of fun. Let's see if that lines up. I'd be kind of lucky if it did. Ooh, it will in the other direction. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Okay. Well, I can do one nice arch over here and have it be up kind of high. Let's see, would I be able to see it from here? I don't know, I think this is not the right place for the arches. I'll save those for later. Because you need a vantage point where you can see it. And if you can't see it, then all it is something that makes the camera dip down. So let's try this out with the low ceiling first. See how that goes. And put a lid over the top. Let's see, what kind of specs you got on that thing? Because it would be interesting to know like we can do some stuff later down the road with you know, kind of like selectively reducing the things that happen inside the game, or you know, kind of like getting it so that it works with configurations that aren't souped up. So Intel dual core, and your graphics card I'm going to take notes. Oh, you know what? You don't even have to tell me that. If you can find this file, there's a file that Unity saves for the player log, and it's got your specs in it. So hold on, let me see. Unity location of player log. I'm assuming you're on Windows. Yeah. So I wrote some code that would just log out all your specs into it. So this one here. Let's see, user's username, app data, local low. This will be C Space Labs. GK. So it's going to be something like Jesus, I just gotta close my mail. It's like got stuff about wire transferring. Jesus, that is just dangerous to have up. Okay. So it's gonna be something like this. That's probably where it's at. So if you find that, just send that to the Google group, just as an attachment, or you can email it to me if you feel more comfortable doing that. And then I'll look at it and I'll say, okay, these are the specs for your system, and it'll also give me, maybe some ideas of like what things we can do to make it so it could run on that kind of configuration. Thanks for trying it out, though. I do appreciate it. Z, where'd you go on vacation? I apologize. I think you told me where you were going to go, but I forgot. Close the lid on that guy. Well, it's a good piece of data for me. So far I haven't had any of the computers that I tested on had that problem. So I was starting to get cocky, like performance is just not going to be an issue on this, but we've got at least one data point now that says, okay, no, can't run it on everything. So when I see your specs in that log file, that'll help me get a profile of what would work or not work. Okay, go up that way. That's one path. I closed off the way that would get me off to this ledge here when I closed the top off. So I'm looking for a new way for the player to be tricky and get over there. This is an early level, so I don't want to make it too hard. I guess first off, let me do a quick play test on it. Oh man, it's really going great. I've got 13 levels, working on the 14th. Let's see how this goes. Gotta make sure it's the basic layout of it's right before I add more to it. Problems. Multiple problems. Let's see, what's up with that? Alright, I'm gonna grab myself a root beer. Might have to debug a little bit. Done. I'll be back very shortly. back to it. So I'm guessing I got a little bit sloppy with one or more of these. I see a gap there. Let's take a look at all my letter gate. Oh, I know why. I know why. Because they are expecting, I say they, my algorithm. The little dwarves that make my algorithm work are expecting a nice cuboid, not a weird shape with a gap in the middle. So let's fix that. And I think also I can just add a little thing here, which is if letter gate equals null, malformed gate cuboid, and just return. And that will save me time the next time I screw up in that exact way. Well, I wrote that very confidently as though that solved the bug and that was the reason, but I should test it out too, see if that was it. Probably was. Okay, cool. Okay, I should remember to move M back towards the egg, so she starts at the egg. This is good and simple, I like that. This I don't like a little bit. So when I made this door, it's a good door. The door is real nice and clear. But when I made this door, I had to come into this space and sort of remove the nice border of floor around this depressed area. And I just need this to be very clear. This whole area here, that's the whole point of walling it off, is so the player doesn't lose their focus or think that there's something hard about this when there's not. So they just want to make it real simple. Okay, I'm coming up this way. I see a gap there to fix. Gap in the wall. And there's a problem with the door up here, which might be a lighting issue, or it might be like I have two duplicate blocks there and they're doing different colors. Okay, multiple things to fix. Player and player cam. Come on. Looking at the preview. There, she's in the right place. Okay. That fixes that. Let me do the other thing that's maybe not that hard. So I got doubles up here. I don't see any doubles. What about this one? Okay, there's a double. Get rid of that one. I've got all kinds of assertions down there. I should check out that. This might be the other one. Yeah, it doesn't even have a letter. So if I just delete that. Yeah. Okay, so that should fix that. A little gap down here, but I'll do that later because I might have to make fairly large changes over here to get what I need. Ideally, I could just here. Let's take the window off or the roof off. Raise the roof. Whoop whoop. May God, good to see you. What's going on? Okay, I could convert this to a different kind of staircase. That's one option. I could move it a little south. Might kind of wreck the symmetry I had going, but I don't think that's that important in this case. Let me see what happens if I just start moving that over. Open that back up. I'm good. Just making levels. It's my favorite thing to do. That's not a lie. It's my favorite thing. Okay, so then let's bring a wall over here. It's a game jam. Which one is it? Is it for your school or is it separate from your school? This one, right? Oh, this looks cool. Is it all virtual, or do you go someplace? Oh yeah. It's cool. No, man, I got my own game jam. The last 3 years. Maybe it's not a game jam. It's a game slog or a game march. But no, it sounds fun. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. You know, it's a strange thing. It's much easier for me to read Spanish if it's for technical topics or anything a little more modern. But if it's like people talking in a movie, it's harder. Or if it's even like a children's story is harder to read than something like this. Because there's so many words that are these sort of large words that are the same in either language. Conferencias, obviously a conference. Capacidad, obviously capacity. Yeah, you can see why. Yeah. Alright, so if I'm going to do that, then I should move the doorway over. So it's not that one. Oh, there's another one down there. I don't want that one. Maybe all of these. Nope. Ah, this might take a while. Oh, jeez. Okay, it's gonna be like, bam. Nope. That one. That one. That one. No. That one. I don't know what's 20. What? Oh, that's it. One down there. Cool. And just move it over by 1. But not to say it's like a bad thing, but I do miss like regular conferences, not virtual. That was kind of the main point for me, is like you're surrounded by lots of people and seeing people in real life, and that was I miss that. It's cool. Come on, what's the deal? Oh, there we go. Oh. Okay, so then that should give it a more open feel. And the next thing is this roof. Let's put it back down. Okay. This stuff, just get rid of. Okay. And fix this. Oh, that's kind of nice. That lines up exactly right. Huh. Cool. Alright, so now there should be some way to get up onto that ledge. Although, here, let's test that first area, make sure it's good. Oh, also, what are all these exceptions? That was probably from the last run. Okay, let's see if I can still get those errors. Also, make this is the example of depth of field that you were talking about. And you can see it's all blurry up here. So basically, that same idea that you had, I put that in earlier. It's a good thing for this kind of game. forgot to close that off. Up here. Oh my god. Oh, no, we gotta ask though. Make God, are you still there? We got a question for you. It's very important. It's so important. Holy crap, that is some crazy balloon. I may have to swap out that texture. But the point of it was, if I've got music playing... No, not yet. Okay. Let's go down here. I think that might be a good way to do it. Just have another set of stairs over here. You can put it off in the darkness like that. Then it lifts you up so that you can eventually get to the ledge that's over here. Is it even visible if I come up here? Not yet. Huh. Well then where can I see the ledge? There's nowhere that I can see it yet. I wonder if I just... Nope, it's not high enough. I could show it from here. I could just bring this wall down enough that you can see it. That's probably not going to distract the player that much. Nah, I don't like that. Just keep it simple. You don't get to see much until you figure that out. Okay. I don't want trial and error flinks, so there's got to be some way for the player to see that ledge and then know it's something to get to. Okay, let's fix this thing. It could be as simple as just a around the back staircase. I've already got it pretty much built. I think that's the way to go, to be honest. Let's just do that. I can leave it all dark over there too, make it just a tiny bit harder. That looks like it went down too low. Okay, let's bring it up. There's something off about this one step, and in the playtesters' runs, they've seen Z fighting with that step. Wait a minute. No, never mind. I'm talking about something else other than what I'm saying. That was not snapped, so let's snap it. But there is something like that though with the 8x staircase. Stupid snapping. Where we had like one black square. And or one black step, and then mess with the lighting and maybe get it to go away. That same step has issues with Z fighting. I think this is a Pro Builder generated staircase. I don't know. I'll come back to that later. Alright, so then I think exterior walls next. start by just cubing it up. Nice to come down a little bit more. Oh, that's going right through it. I don't want that. Okay. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Okay. So we can come up a little bit more. But I like the stuff down there, so I don't want to close it off too much. Like this. And this other side over here, when you walk up the steps, that should be closed off. This should just be a normal wall though. Let me make a normal wall there. Okay, that seems good. So if I was over here, I can see out that way. So I'm thinking though, just to let the light in a way that I enjoy, but close off this, I'll just add a little more exterior geometry, but out further from this border. It'll be purely background. I don't know, maybe I'll make something slightly cool. Just make a bunch of kind of simple looking shapes and repeat them. I think that'll do the trick. Alright, so if I'm down here, I'll see a little bit off on this side. I can extrude down and get most of it. I can also set the background color to be dark too. Yeah, this is also a chance I can go to angles too. I can go 45 since it's not in the play area. It might be more interesting. Is it 45, 90, 130, D5? No. 180 plus 45, 225, that one. Okay. Let's just take the tops of these and stretch them up. Oh, but I don't want to lose all that angled light coming down. Yeah, okay. So let's actually, okay, let's go up, then go down. Okay, still got the light. Need on this side. So you're coming up over here. Yeah, I need on the other side too. So if I take that, shared materials, turn on the let's do both of them. Okay. That will give me blinking red lights. Alright, let's just see how playable this is. Also, all these scenic walls I created, I want them to not influence the height maps. So we say ignore raycast, drop them all inside a background. Okay. Cool. Okay, that wall should come up. So this area stays simple looking. Yeah. That looks better. Let me do it with music so make it. Obviously lighting. I haven't really gotten to the lighting down here yet. Okay, this I might leave super dark. Okay, just checking for what's visible beyond the wall. Nothing yet. Let's check over here. That's fine. Some stuff over here I can see a little bit. It could be a little more interesting over there. Lighting would help with that. On this side, can't see anything. Whoa. Oh, yeah, height map problem. Okay. That's pretty good. There's still the height map problem. Height map. What else did I comment on? fix the things. Okay, that's stupid snapping stuff, which is a shortcoming of Unity. It won't place snap. I had to write code to do it, but then I have to remember to do it each time. There's probably a way to get it to automatically apply my enable snapping every time I go in the editor. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet. Not sure what the event is. I've played with a whole bunch of events. It seemed like none of them were quite right. Like scene load in editor, all that kind of thing. And I just said I'm wasting a lot of time on this, so let's just make a menu item, and I will choose the menu item to enable snapping, and then I'll get my code that I wrote that Unity should have wrote to snap on place. Okay, height map, just generated it again. Let's get that sky map fixed. Or not sky map, skybox. Okay. Let's hit this. Is that how I changed it last time? I thought it was, but apparently not. Let me just get rid of the skybox. Okay. Nope. I thought I just did all black here. Maybe I'm not as black as I'd like to be. Yeah, I have before gotten it to be entirely black. It was just a whole bunch of settings to tweak. Alright, I don't know, let's just see what that looks like. Why is it gray down? Oh, that's the camera. It's a friggin' camera. That's what it is. So if I take the camera and move it, is it going to show? Yeah, it's showing the background color that I put in. Good. And what the heck, let's make it all the way black. Okay. Take this red. I'll take this guy and move it off over here. follow my convention of implying the exit location. So weird. So weird. Doesn't really make sense. Try this. Go over here. Kind of point it the direction I want. Does that look any better? Okay, that's not bad. All these other lights I've got, maybe I'll just delete most of them. Exit spot. And it'll look terrible for a little bit, but I'll fix it. Oh, now we got darkness. My new rule is that on point lights I'm just not going to do anything less than 20 because I seem to get all kinds of ridiculous all or nothing behavior with the range when it's less than 20. I will fix these at some point so they don't look bad like that with their Z fighting. Okay. No. That stairway up there, let's maybe mix in some white light, see if that looks better. Then it's just not really smoothly blending. There we go. I just had to pull it up a little bit. Okay, cool. Bring the intensity down just a bit. And probably it will look completely different when I hit play, but it looks okay there. Let's go up a little bit. Okay. That lights that area probably alright. This is a scary pit. Let's get some light down there. got a lot to light, so let's make this one big. I do like seeing that specular highlight on the pillar. Come over here. Okay. Yeah, I got some specular on both. But it's pretty high up, so let's bring it down. Might not be a bad way to do it. You can have the top part lit, the middle part kind of dark, and then you get lit up again at the bottom. Okay. This side down here, I'm okay with it being super dark. Up here I want some lighting. I just bet you though that this will be like black when I go and hit play. So let me bring some light over there. Maybe not as much, but some. It's probably gonna be dark over there. That's okay, because that's just a dead end type area. I'm gonna fix the textures on this stuff. Let's go to the editor. Let's make this whole thing. There we go. Here, dark, 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 dark. Then you come out up here and you got light again. You go around the corner. And I'll bring in my purple light here. That seems all right. All right. Let me test that because it'll look completely different inside of the player. That's irritating. This stuff here is irritating. Need some light in the exit. Yeah, it's a good look. I like it. Not crazy awesome, but it's alright. I don't think I want that to be totally dark there. What? Ah, snapping. There is. It's quite time consuming, but there is. We could try it. We could definitely try it. You know, it's worth an experiment. I'm willing to do it. Not on the whole damn level, but just in one place and see what happens. Come up here. Oh. Background scenery, I think I'm good with. It's definitely a low ceiling area. See about raising the ceiling. Like one thing is, if I were able to raise the ceiling a little bit, when I open this, I'd be able to see the OK door open better. I suppose I can see it pretty well. Also good. Yeah. Or I could just move the O and the K out further, and I'll be able to be over here when I do it. Now let's see, right here, would that be ideal? Yeah. If I move O and K one to the west, then I'll be able to see the OK door open clearly. Okay, getting close. Someone at my door. Looking to see if it's a drop and go from a delivery person or someone actually waiting there to have the door be answered. It's a drop and go from a delivery person. I see an extra box laying out on the sidewalk. Is he going to move it? Is he going to move it inside of the nice, safe container we put out there so porch thieves wouldn't steal it? He's thinking about it. I feel mean now. I'm just spying on this poor guy doing his job. No, but he's thinking about, oh, he's cool. He's putting it in the box so the porch thieves don't run up and grab it. All right, good man. Okay, let's try the thing that you said. It's kind of non-trivial, but... Oh, you know what it might be, though? That's bath wall tile B. This is... Yeah, okay, you know what? I'm complaining about something, but it's not the thing I thought it was. So these actually have different textures. Let me get as many of these as I can. There are a bunch of them. Okay, so I set that to A, and I think what that does, it makes this match, although I still see like some subtle differences there, and that might be addressed by the technique that you were describing. Thing is, it's not real easy to merge all these objects together, and the other thing is when a Pro Builder object gets enough vertices in it, it really slows down. So I've kind of learned to break them up as I go, just to avoid having them be so complex that when I hit undo, it'll be like 15 seconds to undo, stuff like that. Not a good advertisement for Pro Builder. I really do like Pro Builder, but it's not ideal. Oops, what's going on with that? So this should be... Yeah. Yeah, and I got like pretty freaking good at it. So now it's almost like I'm my own impediment. Like If I switch to something else, I take an immediate hit. Yeah, and a lot of it's not always a bug. Sometimes it's just a nuance of the behavior that's not clear, but it might as well be a bug because it doesn't make sense to you. So there's this thing with Unity where it doesn't have modeling tools built in for this gray boxing, prototyping stuff. So it was probably a good decision for them to add that. It's probably even a good decision for them to work with ProBuilder, but it's like, you're not done. Fix that shit. Make it work well. It's sort of like this miraculously ambitious project that deserves some success, but it's also, I'm holding it to a different standard now that Unity has made it official. It's no longer like the underdog that does something that Unity couldn't do. It's part of Unity's official capabilities. And now that they've purchased it, now that like the same engineers that made all the roadblocks that the ProBuilder team was trying to get around are in the same building, or at least, same business entity, it should just be like a glorious collection of successes. It should just be like, okay, now we're finally going to make this first-class citizen, and it's going to work fantastic, and it's just still like a slightly better version of what it was before Unity adopted it. So I'm not real impressed with what Unity did with it after they brought it into the fold. They didn't make it worse, I'll say that, but they didn't make it much better. It should be much better. So the guy that made Manifold Garden, the game that I just continue to be in love with, I went on a stream and I talked to him for a little bit. His name is William Cheer, and he used his ProBuilder and he built a beautiful game out of it. But how he got to like this magnificent thing of beauty, couple things he's doing I'm not. One is, all the surfaces, they're not textured. He just has this magnificent shader he wrote, which decides what color every pixel is going to be, decides the line weights. I mean, it's really a very, very good shader. The other thing that he did is, or maybe he used some from somebody else, there's this tool that takes all the objects that you create with ProBuilder and it combines them together and does like constructive solid geometry on them. So this activity that you just described to me, of merging two ProBuilder objects together and welding the shared vertices in such a way that it's a single, not wasteful set of polygons in the mesh. That was done automatically by this CSG tool that he's got in his project. So out of the box, I think it's got real limitations. Yeah, so much respect for what he did there. Alright, that's that. That fixes that side. Do I want to worry about fixing this side? Maybe. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to worry about it. You won't be able to tell. When you're inside here, this stuff's all crazy. Okay, was there anything else like that? There was something here. There was like this one was dark. And the stuff above it was light. So I guess one question is, if I just take these two objects together and just go ahead and merge them, does that get rid of that little dark bit? I'm just going to try it. Because that wouldn't be bad compared to actually welding vertices, which is really painful with ProBuilder. Oh, it's still dark. I did fix mostly the stuff over here. There's like a border here between the textures. Alright. So I think just merging objects, I suspect it's the equivalent of still having two separate meshes as far as Unity objects are concerned, but as far as ProBuilder is concerned, they're like a single object or something like that. But I don't think it changes the mesh, which is what the Unity lighting is going to play off of. Could try maybe merging these two. I don't think it's going to do anything though. I have to kind of like weld the two things together and find the points and delete the extra faces and get them to be one continuous surface that doesn't have like extra faces in between. I think that's going to be the key to it. But this is the kind of thing that I wish was built into the tool. Like if I say merge objects, it should clean up the meshes too, which would take some clever programming, but it is possible. Alright, let me fix the other stuff that was on my to-do list. Light and X room. What was that? What's the X room? Oh, the exit room. Exit room, okay. Let's take this guy, this pre-existing light source. just make it brighter. And then I guess, right. I should do it. And then I've got all this crazy red light up above me. Okay. What else? Light on the mid stairs. So there, it's just kind of barely touching. I'll bring it down more. There we go. Maybe just for distinction, let's make these blue lights. Okay, let's copy that. I wanted the OK to be moved over. And I'm just wondering how hard to raise that up. Do I want to raise it up? Let's see. Should not be hard. Two, three, four. Okay, so if I do that, then I could just bring this up. Since it's less claustrophobic, I don't mind having an extra set of pillars here. Give you something to look at. Okay, what is over here? Why does this have to go this low? Is it? Oh, it's the stairs. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, that's fine. Okay, what else? Get the snap. Might not be a snap, it might be I just didn't extrude it down far enough. Okay, not a snap, good. Okay, that should do it. Oh, that's not the right room. It's okay, I'll just move this to the right room. Yeah, let's do shadows. Shadows are always cool when they come out of a doorway that's been opened. Oh. Vertex welding. Let me check. So I wish it would just do like a. Can you send the URL one more time? I wish it would just keep the previously received chat there, then I could just grab it real quick, but there we go. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, was a pain in the ass. So step 1, you merge the two objects together. Step 2, you weld them. But I suspect also, like, if I've got extra surfaces in between, that matters too. But let me just try it. All right. So these I merged together. Okay, the next thing would be welding them. Gotta select the vertices. Or yeah, there we go. So right here, I know there's a difference in lighting, so I'm gonna focus on these. They're probably not gonna line up exactly. That's another thing. Do this to check the distance. That seems good. Now weld. It never gives me any feedback that anything actually happened. I guess it does. It graded this out. I think it graded out. No, it didn't. No. Yeah, I never quite know if I'm doing it right or... Hey, Drifter. We were trying to figure out some way to make Unity consistently light the surfaces of two separate game objects that are positioned right next to each other. A good answer that you might give would be don't do it in Unity. But I shouldn't put words in your mouth. So, Evasive, a little bit about Drifter is he's active in, or at least it was when I was talking to him, the Handmade group, which they're into making games like from scratch without reliance on third-party engines. He has a cool project that I hope he continues on, which is a text rendering engine for games. So if you think of like roguelikes, all those games that are made with ASCII graphics, and then you get crazy with it and you do like animations, God, what? Hey, Drifter, what was the name of that one text-based game that had like amazing modern animation in it? It was some kind of roguelike game, and there was Cogmind. Yeah, this stuff. Cogmind, animated GIF. I mean, this kind of stuff honestly gets me excited. There's something like I like a lot about knowing that all these little bits they mean something. They're not just pixels. There's like some kind of game meaning to each one of those little things. And yeah, like some of this lighting and explosions and everything going on. It's just fascinating. Just think about this scene and like everything that's happening inside of it and how detailed it is. It's just very cool. Yeah. So he's making an engine that perhaps could do things like that. I remember those days. Got real excited when I was a teenager, and on my Atari 800 XL, I could do some pokes to memory addresses, and suddenly the letters were different, and they could be game stuff. Yeah, that was fun. All right, so let's see. What else do I have on this? That might be it. Let's do another check. Yeah. 6 weeks without coding. Here's the thing, it does look better. EB, it looks better. Right around this edge, but now I can't remember, like, was it showing there before, or was it this one, which is still messed up? And also, because I added a light someplace, I wonder if that affects it too. It's not quite a controlled experiment. I might try it one more time. In fact, I won't place any more lights. And I'll just do this one right here. And we'll see if it makes any kind of difference, and then we'll be good scientists and we'll know. Okay, so it was the one where it was sticking was right here. It was one. I counted one away from the door. Okay, so that means I've got to take some of these and merge them. So we merge the objects. Okay. Then pick the vertices that I will try to weld. This one I'm dubious about because the trouble is I've got vertices, lots of vertices from this set of game objects on the right, I've only got 2 vertices for the game objects on the left. So it kind of doesn't make sense to me how the mesh could be crafted. The light in question is, there's 2. There's a spotlight and there's a point light right next to it. Okay. So click weld vertices. It just feels like, how could that work? That's interesting, because I've been cursing point light behavior all over the place, and it's just a lot of random nonsense to it. Maybe I should do more spotlights. Well, I don't think that fixed it. It might have altered it. It's hard for me to tell. Alright. Let's go check out the rest of it. This looks pretty good to me. Kind of uneven on the blocks there, but not in a way that bothers me. It's no longer very dark over here, which I was kind of hoping to have, like, this be super dark, but it's alright. It's alright. Might experiment just bringing the intensity down or range down a little bit, and I'll see if I can get a little bit darker in this corner. It could be nice if, like, when the player rounded the corner, they didn't see stairs there, and then it's like more of a secret. Alright, this is better. A lot of camera angle flipping around, but in this particular area the player doesn't have a lot to do, so I don't mind it. Then, oh, interesting. But with the new camera angle, the pillar right there blocks the door. Okay, and I did want to be able to, I did want the player to be able to see the door open. If I go here, so if I move OK north 1 square, I should be good. Then I go up there and I'll see the door open. But right now it's like, maybe I come back around this way, I can see it. Yeah, I can see it that way. And the big bright shadow casting light looks maybe a little too intense. I might turn that down. Okay, hold on. I gotta take notes. Drifter, you don't even know how much swearing over bake lights I've done. I was just, so exactly what you said. The trouble is, you say, okay, just any tutorials you read, advice you see when people are saying how to pull off baked lighting, they say, well, try this. Well, try this other thing. Maybe we configure this one thing. Thing is, every single thing that you adjust you got to run another bake to see like what the hell it's going to be. And the bakes will take anywhere from 3 hours to 8 minutes. There's all this advice of things to do, but you can't fucking see what it's going to look like in the editor beforehand. It gives you no clue what it's going to look like at the end of the bake, because the real-time lighting is so different than the bake lighting. They don't have a preview that's reasonable. And maybe that's a hard problem, but it seems like they might try to adjust their real-time lighting to approximate the amount of light that's going to be in a certain area. And then you could make a guess, as you go. The other thing I saw is even more problems with the light maps being unevenly applied to surfaces. So like you think like the light's going to fall on a surface one way, and because there's not enough room in the light map or something, or it's encoded wrong, there's all these ugly little chunks all over, and there's just no way to trial and error fix it, because everything takes between 10 and 3 hours, 10 minutes and 3 hours to see what the result is. And then you watch like the amount of the predicted time for the bake. It'll take like 30 seconds to come up with a prediction, maybe longer. And then it'll say, no matter how simple the scene is, like some outrageous number to start, like 3 hours. And then you watch it for a while, and then the number goes down. And maybe it goes down to 24 minutes, and you're starting to feel happy. And then like it'll jump back up again later. It's like, it's miserable. The whole thing's miserable. I just use out of the box settings, and it's bullshit. Like, you should be able to take the out of the box default settings and have something reasonable happen in a default scene with nothing tricky going on. It's just crazy. I don't understand how I can make sense of it. Yeah. They need to do something, I guess, or I need to learn something I don't know. A lot of times I rant about things, and then some smart person comes along and says the right thing, and then suddenly my rants are kind of baseless. So I'm always aware of that possibility, but I do think that's one point to check your sanity on, is like, if you use a tool with its default settings, you push the go button, you don't try to change anything around yet to make it like your project, and it sucks, then the tool sucks, in my mind. Like, somebody messed up. Alright, let's go check this crazy lighting down here. Super bright. It's approaching okay, so I'll bring it down a little bit. It's a little bit weird to have 2 shadow casts, but I do like seeing M silhouette projected off that way, because like most of the time you don't get to see the whole model of her, and so it's kind of nice to see that silhouette off there. Alright, let's fix a few things. 1.5. I think it's a little worse than that though, because if it's a programming problem and you've got the source, go ahead and dig. If it's a black box maintained by a third party, there's nowhere to dig. There's only little bits of advice and trial and error and yeah. What else does? Dark in the southwest corner. So if I take this guy, change that to 20, gets darker. That's probably good. Alright, so then let's apply the decorations to this. Do that one. Alright. Decorations. Hide the things that I know don't decorate well. There's my procedurally generated decorations. I'll go check out what it did and look for errors or things that just look aesthetically bad. So far so good. This is looking like a level. Okay, then, pillars. Save that. Let's take one more look at it. This might be it. This could be the release candidate. Except it got darker in here. Why did it get darker? That might be my imagination, but I thought this was a lot lighter. This is where it all is, huh? Well, at least some portion of it. Man, there actually is a lot here. Alright, let's bookmark this. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, that's better. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. The reason is because there's a ray casting that happens at the beginning, and it checks, where all the surfaces of floors and ceilings are, and it creates a height map from that, and that's what the game uses to figure out, if I go over here, if I step off the edge, where I'm going to go. So in theory, yeah, I could just go into Blender or something and do most of the work there and import it in. It would have to be snapped to 1 meter boundaries. The decorations will the ones that are procedurally generated, they could be any prefab, but they do have to be instanced inside of the editor. So if I go and try to do the same thing with decorations inside of Blender or this other 3D program, then I would need to come up with some alternative way, like maybe with scripting or something inside of that environment to generate them. But I can also mix and match too. So like if I basically made like kind of all the blocky bits inside of what they built to the Blender model in Unity. Like maybe I could generate them in Unity, but somehow export them such that they would be available inside of Blender. I think that's possible. I've never done that. I mean, that's a technical feat I haven't done. There's Tools, Pro Builder, Export. I think like Obj might do it. So I could export individual game objects. A collection of them, I don't know that I could. Like if I wanted to take all of these things that were generated, grab them all and export them, at least with the capabilities of Pro Builder that are there, I don't think I could. But there's probably some way programmatically or with some other utility to do something like that. Yeah, alright. I think this level is in the done pile. You're saying that would be a port away from Unity, though, right? Because I'd be moving it over to this XNA framework. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do a port, though, of my existing code. There's a lot of work that went into it. I got a lot of things that are working. The lighting's got things that annoy the crap out of me. I don't think I'm ready to port over to another engine or framework. But yeah, it will be an option. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, so they have a common ancestry, or at least they have a common set of problems, and it may provide insight into how to solve the same problem inside of Unity by looking at how people handled those problems with XNA or Monogame, or even some of the documentation that was created to do lighting. Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying. I gotcha. I will tell you one other idea that's in my head, which is kind of a weenie way out, but it may be the right way. If you know anybody that fits this category, so I could get a lighting consultant, basically. Somebody that just knows Unity lighting inside and out, and pay them, whatever their high rate is for half a day of consultation, just to say, okay, what is a smart workflow for creating lighting that accomplishes a certain look that I want, and then just kind of pick their brain and walk away with the workflow. Instead of becoming a lighting expert, I would like to be somebody who has a finished game. But it's got to be somebody that is pretty advanced. I don't want to mess around with just people that are really smart and know a lot of things, and they can keep on feeding me information that's actionable, but it's not the complete solution. Like, it wouldn't be a good use of my time to get someone less than an accomplished expert on it, like with some commercial releases behind them. William Scheer. Yeah, but you know what? We were talking about him, and I love the genius approach he went through. You know what? If I was able to talk to William about anything, I would be a happy guy, because I've got a lot of respect for his work. I imagine he's very busy these days. Or even if he pointed me to an expert, if he was too busy himself. But yeah, I'd love to talk to that guy. But I talked to him a little bit on a stream once, and he said, for example, some things about ProBuilder, how he was using it. He's got his own CSG thing that takes like the ProBuilder geometry and simplifies it. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, some good ideas to kick around. I think I'm gonna call it a stream on this one and close it down. Awesome chat though. Well, if you could broker son, I'd love to talk to the guy about anything. He's kind of a hero for me. Love his work, and then if there's something advice-wise he can give me, so much the better. Yeah. Well, man, I'm getting a little bit tired. I'm going to take off. It was good talking to you. So, EB, if you're still on, thanks for hanging out. Oh, do you take him down? Yeah. Alright, stopping the stream. Have a wonderful night.